What is up, everybody? It's your boys back again with another episode of Franchise Tag Fantasy Football Podcast. Ray's a little busy this weekend, so for today, it is me and Brennan, and we have a super flex mock draft coming to you guys. If you guys haven't, jump over to that's our channel, Fantasy Football Advice Forum. We collabed with them and did a mock draft video on their channel, so go over to YouTube, check them out, check out the forum, fantasyfootballadviceforum.com. It's where we are. It's where we hang out. We'll answer any and all questions you have, along with the community, who's just pretty good at asking and answering questions. Now that's out of the way, Brennan. What's good?
Not much. Just enjoying the heat that Southern California is bringing us. Forgot that triple exist.
Yeah.
So
it does. I'm glad I'm out of Arizona.
Yeah. they're at 118 degrees today, if you were wondering.
Yeah.
So.
It's ridiculous.
Yes.
So yeah. Are you excited about Superflex?
I am super excited about Superflex.
Yeah. We'll cover those details in just a little bit, but I do believe some news broke today. So
yeah, we have a little bit of news to check up on. Well, first, I'm going to give you something here. A certain wide receiver said, and I quote, he will break 2,000 yards this season and guarantee a Super Bowl. Can you guess who that was?
Tyreek Hill.
That was Tyreek Hill. Does that move the needle at all for you, for him saying that in your draft spot?
He's already on my dynasty team.
Okay. Redraft?
Redraft, yeah, depending on where you're at in the draft. Which, going back and forth, if I've been in like the 4 or 5 hole, there's times I've been taking him above Cooper Kupp.
Really?
So, yep.
That's interesting.
I just like to. It's mock draft. I like to switch it up, see how my team looks.
Yeah, I have not seen him fall to like in any of the mocks to like 10 or 11 and just single quarterback. He's going very, very early. So
I think the latest I've seen him 7.
Yeah. So, but he's guaranteed that. So take that for what you will, folks. A certain wide receiver that we all love growing up, Deshaun Jackson, officially retired. So so he is out of the league. So, and then last bit of notes here, Evan Ingram finally signed his extension for the Jaguars, 3-year deal, $42 million. So he's going to be Trevor Lawrence's tight end for the near future.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I think where he's going. I think you could say he's a little bit slightly undervalued. I think he has the potential to be where Trevor Lawrence picked up from that week 8 on, I think he could potentially be a top 5 tight end. It wouldn't surprise me if I saw it at the end of the year next year.
Yeah, and when we talk about top 5 tight ends, the difference from 5 to 12 is like 1 touchdown. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I get where you're coming from. I do like Evan Ingram, and I do think he's being undervalued, especially in like the 8. He's like the 8-10.
Yeah, right now. 7 to 10 range. 7 to 9 is where he's kind of like floating around. So all those guys like him, Freiermuth, Njoku, they're all bunched up.
Yep,
it's like the tight end dead zone, so to speak.
Yeah, I feel you. And then I know you guys have already heard it on our show before, but news from Shefty is DeAndre Hopkins is planning on signing with Tennessee.
It's official, actually. It's a 2-year deal.
Oh yeah, that's
up to $26 million guaranteed with another, I think, like 6 in incentive. So it's in total 2 years, $32 million.
Okay.
Well, and then plus the $20 million from the Cardinals this year. So the man's making some good money right now.
That he sure is. But heard it here first.
Yeah. I think for him, though, I still think he is a good wide receiver, too. I think he's going to have a lot of volume there. I think he's going to have a ton of targets. I know Treylon Burks is there, but I think Hopkins is better than Burks as it sits right now. And surprisingly, Tannehill has supplied a wide receiver 1 with A.J. Brown. So, like, it's not out of the realm that DeAndre Hopkins can't finish as a fringe wide receiver 1.
That's true. Does this bump Treylon Burks up for you? Because my personal opinion is that Hopkins will catch any and all double teams if they come.
Yeah, I like where Treylon's going still, like in the 80s to 90s range. So I don't have a problem with that at all. I think people really undervalue Tannehill as a quarterback. Like, he's not a bad quarterback. He's just been in rough situations and then has choked in that playoff spot where they were like the number 1 team seed in the AFC. So, but I think Tannehill's still a fine quarterback, and Vrabel's a really good coach. He makes things happen out of nothing. So,
yeah, I agree. Vrabel is a good coach. Well, is that it for news?
That is it for news.
Oh man, are you ready to get into this this Superflex mock draft?
Of course, I'm always ready for some mocks.
Are you though? Are you really?
I'm nervous.
Oh, why are you nervous?
Dude, it's super flex.
That is true. So the super flex mock draft. This is half point PPR scoring. We have one quarterback, two running backs, two wide receivers, one tight end, one flex, one super flex, no kickers or defenses because no one ever really wants to play with those guys, anyways. We randomized draft orders. I luckily, miraculously, yay me, got the one spot, and Brennan got the 7. So to start this draft off, I am going to do something that I don't ever do. Everyone's going to call me stupid because I'm not going to take Patrick Mahomes here. I'm going to take Jalen Hurts. I like the rushing upside.
I don't think it's stupid. I think we all can agree that Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL, but Jalen Hurts has the ceiling to be the number one quarterback for fantasy. So it's not.
Correct.
I don't think it's dumb.
Correct. I do not either. After that goes Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. Pretty standard stuff in the super flex. Then Jay Jettas, Justin Jefferson goes, and Brennan's on the clock. And I'm wondering if you're going to take Lamar here.
I'm between Lamar and I'm also between Jamar Chase as well. I think Lamar's upside here can be with the guys taken ahead of him, Herbert, Mahomes, Burrow. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Lamar was in the hunt as the quarterback one for fantasy football. So, and then Jamar Chase, I don't know what it is. I've been taking him more and more lately in the higher end spots. I have a feeling that he could outscore Justin Jefferson this year and be the wide receiver one. That also wouldn't surprise me. But with it being super flex, I'm going to go Lamar Jackson. I just want to show up my quarterback one spot. So after that, it went CMC, Jamar Chase, Cooper Kupp, Austin Eckler, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields. The nice little combo for Team 12.
Dang, Team
Travis,
12 just
I know.
solidified that quarterback. Go ahead. Sorry.
No worries. And then AJ Brown, Bijan, and then Jonathan Taylor. So now I have a little bit of I have Tyreek Hill, who's that last of that, elite wide receiver ones. I have Saquon, Stephon Diggs. I can go to the quarterback here, but I think I can wait. I'm going to go Tyreek Hill. I think Tyreek Hill is this upside. I'm going to shoot for the 2,000 yards. So
okay. Then Stephon Diggs goes, CeeDee Lamb, Saquon Barkley, Dak Prescott, Team 3 also taking care of both of their quarterbacks right there. Devontae Adams at the 211, and I am up. And me being up, I'm looking at quarterbacks. Quarterbacks go fast and quick in this one in Superflex if you guys have never played one. So it gets a little difficult here at times. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm not taking Deshaun and I'm not taking Tua here.
Okay, just take Garrett Wilson. Yeah,
you already know what I'm going to do there. And then for the second one, I don't think I've taken him not one time this year. So I'm going to take Amon-Ra. Could have flip-flopped those either way. So I went Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra back-to-back. Deshaun Watson goes to Team 2, Josh Jacobs, then Kirk Cousins. They took my boy.
Wow. That's
I was hoping he would come back a little later, and I was just going to try to scoop him up.
I was hoping for that too. I can't believe Mark Andrews fell to me. It's very interesting. Lamar, Mark
Cousins, Chubb, and now Brennan's on the clock. And like you just said, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews stack. I do believe Mark Andrews could potentially. He has the best probability to finish his tight end one outside of Travis Kelce this year.
He does, and then that stack is super enticing. And I'm really. It's really hard, and I know I really want to, but
on the other hand, you have Tua Tyreek Hill stack.
Yes, there is that, and so I'm actually in a really good spot. It's very interesting. Oh man, this hurts. I'm a part of the Tua-non. I'm a believer in the Tua-non. Tua is my QB here. So after that, of course, Mark Andrews goes, Tony Pollard, Breece Hall, T. Higgins, Chris Olave, sadly, Jalen Waddle, Ramondre, Najee, Devonta Smith, and then Daniel Jones. So now it's on me here. And my top options are TJ Hawkinson, DK Metcalf, and Travis Etienne, along with Jahmyr Gibbs and a couple other people. But I'm not a big Hawkinson believer. I think Hawkinson can be great. I think there's potential of him being the top tight end, but I think it's harder for him to get to that peak. Obviously, Ray believes he can be the number one. I think I'm going to take my first running back here. I think I'm going to go Jahmyr Gibbs. I think I'm going to go with the upside of that. So
that's some upside. Team 6 at their first quarterback took Aaron Rodgers, which I was hoping came back to me because I wanted that Garrett Wilson.
Yeah, I know.
Aaron Rodgers stack. I really could use a running back, but I don't think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to hold off and see how it works in a super flex just because we don't get to mock these a lot. So I
Yeah.
want to see what happens if I go DK here and then turn around and get a stack with Jared Goff as my second quarterback and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Okay. That's
I mean, I could
interesting.
go Geno Smith DK, but would rather. I draft Geno late a lot, especially in like best ball and
Yeah.
mock draft. So I just want to see what it looks like with Jared Goff here.
It's
Then
actually not a
Kenneth
bad
Walker
stack though.
goes. Yeah, Kenneth Walker goes. Amari Cooper goes. Or Adebo Samuel, Kyle Pitts. I tried to put them together and make one superhuman athlete. And then Joe Mixon goes for Team 6. Brennan, you're back on the clock.
Yeah. Oh, well, another news we didn't cover, I've just reminded myself, Joe Mixon restructured his contract. So he is now solidified as the RB1 in Cincinnati. So he's probably going to be moving up the boards a little more with that. But let's see here. So my obviously picks here are Geno, which I don't need another quarterback. It's George Kittle, Calvin Ridley, Aaron Jones, and the newly signed Titans wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins. Man, this is tough because like I like George Kittle. I think he's that fringe, top tier tight end.
Yep.
And with Brock Purdy, him then had that really nice connection there. But man, I just can't help it. I always take Calvin Ridley. I think his ceiling can be so high with Trevor Lawrence.
I agree
So
completely on that one.
so after that, it went Geno Smith, George Kittle, Danger Russ, DeAndre Hopkins, Jerry Jeudy, J.K. Dobbins, Terry McLaurin, Damian Pierce, Drake London, and then my boy, Pity City, Michael Pittman. So now here I am standing. I got Aaron Jones, who I like a lot. I think he's being undervalued. You got Dallas Goedert, DJ Moore, Miles Sanders, who I still like too. I think Jordan Love's going to lean on Mr. Aaron Jones to help him out to get through this season. So I'm going to go there.
All right. So Aaron Jones, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders, who I wanted to be my running back one, unfortunately went. DJ Moore went. Dalvin Cook went. Jackson Smith and Jigba went. So up next, I am on the clock. I'm definitely looking running back here. I'm just going to go ahead and take it, and I'm going to take Cam Akers. I already have my first quarterback, my super flex. I have both starting wide receivers, and my flex spot taken with wide receivers, so I need running backs. So Cam Akers is my first pick. And then I know – so here, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm looking Brandon Ayuk, even though I don't necessarily need a wide receiver. I think it's a good breakout season for Brandon Ayuk. I do think he'll be the one in that offense. We've already discussed this. I like Christian Kirk running the slot in Jacksonville. Probably going to be good. And then I'm looking at James Conner as well as Alexander Madison. I think because I need running backs, I'm going to go ahead and
I would say it's
solidify
between running backs for you because you have to wait so long, 24 picks, and you got to think going through those running backs list of who will be there when you come back.
The 8-12 on the comeback. If Alvin Kamara could make it back to me, saying someone doesn't snag him, David Montgomery, James Cook, those are the type of people that I'm looking at.
And
I mean, Alvin Kamara is great, but
I think James Conner and Alexander Madison outweigh those guys a little bit more.
I do too.
So I think that would be my suggestion for you.
I do too, and I'm gonna do something that I guess it's not crazy. I'm gonna take James Conner here just because Kyler potentially might not start at the beginning of the season, but he's the bell cow back in Arizona.
I agree.
So that's gonna run through him. So after I took James Conner, goes Christian Watson, DeAndre Swift, Alexander Madison, Marquise Hollywood Brown, Derek Carr, and Brennan. You are back on the clock.
I am, and there's just one name that's just jumping out to me, and it's Brandon Ayuk. I think we all talked about in the last episode. I think Ayuk can lead this team, and I don't know about targets, but I definitely can see him lead the team in receptions and yards. That's a big possibility for him. He's grown and matured as a receiver. I mean, I do like Darren Waller. I've been taking him a lot because I think he also can lead the team in targets and with New York. But man, it's hard to pass up on Ayuk. So I'm Ayuk in my way to the championship.
I agree.
After that, it's Chris Godwin, Kyler Murray, Darren Waller, Christian Kirk, Javonte Williams, David Montgomery, Bryce Young, Jordan Love, Matt Stafford, and Isaiah Pacheco. So
back on this, took Bryce Young as their first quarterback.
Is they really? Oh my goodness, that's crazy! Wow, that's a big yikes. That's something. Okay, that's something I would not suggest you guys to do in Superflex is to wait till the 8th round to take your first quarterback.
Yeah,
because looking at that team, that's gross.
So yeah, quarterbacks outscore every other position in fantasy. That's why you see 5 of them go in the first 5 picks in Superflex.
Yes. Alrighty, so I have Mike Dubs here, Tyler Lockett, who I think is being undervalued. I like Rashad White, Evan Ingram, who we just talked about here, and then we got a couple of the quarterbacks who doesn't hurt to have a backup so far, but I do value some of the other positional guys a little bit more. And I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna swing for the fences here, and I am gonna go with Mr. Mike Dubs. I will go with those
Okay.
breakout weeks and hope that he just stays on the field and healthy.
All right. Then Treylon Burks goes, Tyler Lockett, Rashad White, Evan Ingram, James Cook. If Ingram would have been here, I would have taken him.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. So it could have worked out for me. I could have came back, got Alvin Kamara at this pick. I've got back-to-back picks. I still might take them. I don't know. I agree with you. I'm okay with a backup quarterback for the super flex. But as of right now, I'm not too worried about taking one.
Yeah.
There are a couple veterans out there I see that are still going to be there late. So I don't mind Mike Evans, but I think this is the first year in his career that he gets under 1,000 yards just with Baker Mayfield.
Really?
Just because of the quarterback situation. I understand that you can pepper him with targets, but it'll be kind of like a Atlanta situation last year where just because they're going there doesn't mean that they're catchable.
I'll make a beer bet with you. He gets over 1,000 yards again.
Are you really? Last year he only had 1,007. Are you sure you want to make that?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Let me think on it. Next episode, I'll have an answer.
Me.
It's Mike Evans. I have so much. Yeah, his jersey's on my wall. I have so much faith in him. I just don't know how much faith I have in Baker.
You're doubting him. You're like,
no, he can do it. I don't know if Baker can do it. Is the problem?
Okay.
So, I'm gonna skip Mike Evans. I need a tight end. Who's left? You know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go Deontay Johnson. Then I'm gonna take David Njoku, and I'm gonna stop there at my tight end and not have to worry about it for the rest of the draft.
Fair enough.
He's one of the last guys that I like that are available. Then obviously Mike Evans goes, George Pickens goes, Jordan Addison goes, Pat Fryermuth, AJ Dillon, and Brennan is back on the clock now.
I was really hoping Fryermuth fell to me because I was like the last tier of tight ends I felt comfortable with. Because if I look now at tight ends, it's Dalton Schultz, my apologies, and then Chigakonkwo, Cole Kmet, Greg Dulcich, and then Dalton Kincaid followed through.
I'm so far out on Dalton Kincaid his rookie year. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm not like a big believer in him. I'm not going to draft him in redrafts. I think he'll be dropped and then he'll have that like rookie, he'll hit that rookie wall, like probably like week 8, and then he'll have a couple good string of games. That's just not something I'd buy, but I am a buyer though. I am going to take Alvin Kamara here. I think he's got an extreme value still. I think he's going to be that offense. I think he's suspended for 2 games. That's what I'm thinking. The max is 4. But even here, Alvin Kamara is still a workhorse. So, but after that, it went Antonio Gibson, Jahan Dotson, Quentin Johnston, C.J. Stroud, Zach Cabernet, Kadarius Toney, Dalton Schultz, Jameson Williams, Brian Robinson, and then Khalil Herbert. So I am staring here at Kenny Pickett, Brandon Cooks, who I like, Gabe Davis, a bunch of very mid quarterbacks, I would say. I think Kenny Pickett's probably the last one. And then for wide receivers, I wouldn't say this is a dead zone for the wide receivers because I do think Brandon Cooks is a value. But like Gabe Davis, Michael Thomas, Juju, all these guys are very average.
Yep.
Man, I'm really in a tough bind here. You know what? I'm going to go with my philosophy of you swing for the fences and you hope you hit the grand slam. I'm going to take Michael Thomas here.
Okay.
I think Michael Thomas has got one more good season left in him. So I'm going to go back-to-back Saints here.
Oh, all right. So then after that goes Brandon Cooks, who I was hoping might fall to me there. Juju, Chigakonkwo, Gabe Davis, Samaje Perine, who might start 4 to 5 weeks this season.
Yeah, I know.
Even though Javonte says he's going to be okay to go. It's a good value there. I really could use another running back. So what you guys are going to see in Superflex is a bunch of the quarterbacks are going to go early, and then like the Kenny Pickett, Sam Howell, Trey Lance, Mac Jones, Brock Purdy. These guys are going to hang around at the top of the ADP board for probably the next 3 rounds. And then they'll start to go and get picked off here or there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take Rashad Penny and get a 3rd running back just so I have a little bit of rotation if I need to.
I'm
at the 10, 12. I like Penny too as well. And then I'm going to go ahead and take another person who I am definitely pretty high on this year is having a reemergence, or I should say an emergence for the first time. I'm taking Elijah Moore.
I like
right
that
there at
pick.
the 11-1. Thank you. Then Cole
I like
Kmet goes. Odell Beckham Jr. goes. Jamal Williams, probably good value, especially if Kamara gets the 4-game suspension.
Mhm,
Rashad Bateman, Devon A. Chain, and then
mhm.
Brendan, you're back up.
Yeah, so I'm all my Q is all quarterbacks. I still need a tight end, which I'm going to take my tight end here. I feel really comfortable. I like Greg Dulcich. I think him and Sean Payton's offense will mesh very well. So I'm hoping that Russell fixes himself and becomes a better player. Uh, I'm shooting for the stars there. But after that, it went Zay Flowers, Alan Lazard, Cortland Sutton, Damian Harris, Dalton Kincaid, Jacoby Myers, Elijah Mitchell, Tyler Algier, Tyler Boyd, and then Jarrett McKinnon, who I've been drafting a lot of Jarrett McKinnon lately just because I'm not expecting him to have 10 touchdowns, but I do expect him to be a part of that passing game in Kansas City. And I
If
think
he came back to you there, would you have taken him?
oh yeah, I would have not even thought twice about it. I would have taken him and ran away. But here I am. I got a bunch of quarterbacks. I need to fill out 2 more bench spots. So I do think it's okay to own. I think it's actually good to own 3 quarterbacks. So you never know. And I have Tua. I got to be, conscious of what my roster is. Where I think Tua is a great quarterback, but I'm also aware that Tua can get concussions very easily. So I'm going to take Kenny Pickett here, and
Okay.
I'm going to solidify. I think he's very safe as a QB2.
All right. Then after you took Kenny Pickett goes Gerald Everett, Adam Thielen, Sam Laporta, Tyler Higbee, Darnell Mooney. And then I am back on the clock here. I have 2 picks left, and I am like you also, even though I have Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff. I do want a third quarterback. Obviously, they're going to have bye weeks. I need someone to play somewhere. I'm just going to take the awesome upside of the most efficient passer in the NFL last year, Brock
I
Purdy.
knew it. I right when you said most efficient, I was like, that's Brock Purdy.
So that's who I'm going to take there. And then right here at the last pick, I mean, this is kind of where you call your shots on your guys. I should take Romeo Dobbs, but I feel like 5 wide receivers in this is enough, especially because, I mean, we're playing 2 wide receivers, 1 flex, so I should have a good rotation. I'm looking for that breakout potential
Okay.
of running back at this point in time.
Okay. All
That I
right.
want to see if when they get the starting role, if they keep the starting role.
All right.
So I'm taking Roshan Johnson.
I like that pick a lot.
So after Roshan goes Rondale Moore, Kendall Miller, Tank Bigsby, Ezekiel Elliott, Sky Moore,
I
who's also
literally was
another
going to take Sky
yep,
Moore. I was
another guy that I would
literally,
call my shot on too.
yeah, that's who I literally had. I was like, oh, Sky Moore. I think that hurts. That really
Yep.
does hurt. And so
And
these are kind of like your last pick. It's who you think can just be, something special. And for me, I'm going to take the guy who has just been always falling in every draft for no reason, and he could potentially be the wide receiver 1 for the New York Giants, which is Isaiah Hodgins.
all right, we just talked about him too.
I know.
Other honorable mentions here late. I do like the Isaiah Hodgins pick. I do like the Romeo Dobbs pick.
Mhm.
And I do like the Zeke pick in the last round of a Superflex draft. Wherever he signs, he's going to get the touchdown potential. I can't go to the queue,
Yeah.
unfortunately, now, but before that ended, just rewind the video like 10 seconds, and you'll see how many actual veteran quarterbacks that you could get as your quarterback 3 in a super flex that would be okay to plug in a couple weeks of your season. There were a lot of them still sitting there.
Yeah, there was like Jimmy G. He should start. He should be the
Jimmy
Raiders starting
G,
quarterback.
Tannehill, Mac
Yeah.
Jones, Sam Howell, even though I don't believe in the Washington offense. But if you need a streamer in a pinch for a bye week, there you go.
Yeah. So let's go over our roster
Let's
construction
do
here.
it.
So, all right. So I have at starting quarterback, I have Lamar Jackson. My running backs go Jameer Gibbs, Aaron Jones. My wide receivers are Tyreek Hill and Calvin Ridley, along with my tight end being Greg Dulcich. My flex is Brandon Ayuk. My super flex is Tua. My bench is Mike Williams, Alvin Kamara, Michael Thomas, Kenny Pickett, and Isaiah Hodgins.
All right. And then my starting quarterback is Jalen Hurts. My starting running backs would be Cam Akers, James Conner. My starting wide receivers would be Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Njoku would be my tight end. My flex would be DK Metcalf. And then my bench would be Deontay Johnson, Rashad Penny, Elijah Moore, Roshan Johnson, and Brock Purdy to fill it out for those bye weeks and hope that he's as efficient as he was last year.
I like your starting lineup. I think it's crazy to see Deontay Deontay not starting.
Not making the roster. I know it's
Oh
weird.
yeah, it's weird. I think he's very undervalued.
Starting lineup. I agree, and I've been trying to get him in so many mock drafts and best balls, and he goes like 2 picks before me every time.
He's a
I'm just
perfect
like, dang
stack.
it.
He's a perfect little I do a little triple stack with Deontay, Kenny Pickett, and like I'll do like George Pickens or Frymuth. I'll like have like all 3 of them on my best ball team just because I'm hoping for a splurge week.
Yeah, I agree with you there. So that 12-team Superflex. If you've never seen a Superflex or been in a Superflex, Superflex are fun. If you stuck around this long, great idea for your friends. If you only have 4 or 6 of you guys, just make up a random redraft league and every year change it. Like Ray and I do that. Last year we did a Superflex. The year before that we did full point, no kickers, no defense. Like we randomize everything every year. We decide like, all right, well, last year we played in a Superflex. This year let's play in. We haven't determined what we want yet, but like tight end premium, they get 2 points per reception or a point
And
and a half.
It's just like you and like 2 other people, you, Ray, and 2 other people.
Yep. Well, there's
I've heard
6 of us now,
there's
so
6 of
yeah.
you. Yeah, I've had a couple of buddies tell me like they have like a 4 group and they do like drafts like that. It's always weird to me to see those teams and how stacked they are.
It's we do it for experiment purposes, just to see what's what, and if we want to bring. We did it mainly to see if we wanted to bring any changes to like the keeper leagues, like with daily auctions, daily waivers, stuff like that. So, but it is cool to kind of just get in there. I think this year I'm going to bring to the table that I want to do 1 starting quarterback. This is compliments of one of my really good friends, Josh. 1 quarterback, 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 1 tight end, 4 flex. So all the secondary positions, the 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, they're all just flex. So
it's all options. You can just build your team however you want.
Yeah. Yep.
It's interesting.
So think that might be the way we do it this year. So guys, just experiment. Let us know in the comments if you guys have any just random like leagues. Like we do 3 quarterbacks or we do a league with 4 kickers. Like just let us know.
Kickers aren't real people. Stop it.
But you know what I mean? Like if you do, I want to try an IDP league.
IDP leagues are very interesting.
Yep. I would like to try one, see what it's all about. Never been in one though. But yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think. As always, please leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us grow. We are super close to hitting one of the biggest milestones that we've wanted to. But till next time, guys, we will see you later.